Akron After School Summer Kids. Welcome to Read Aloud with Miss Myers. So today we read a story called The Story of the Sun. And this story is a tale. So it kind of has a lesson behind it, but it's also a story that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation. And it's just a fictional story, right? But some people think that that's real. There's certain types of people. So it is called a Porcoy tale, and it is kind of written in a Porcoy tale style. So the story of the sun is about a boy who searches for answers. And, he's wondering where the sun comes from each morning and night. And the wise woman helps him find answers to his questions. So these type of people, they tend to go to their elders. And so we're going to see what the wise woman tells him, and we're going to see what we can decipher from it later on. So go ahead and listen to the story, and then when you're done, go ahead and finish the video and listen to the questions and what I have planned for your awesome activity today. Alright, have fun! Hi friends! Alright, so what we're going to be reading about today is the story of the sun. By looking at the front page, what can you tell me that the story is going to be about? The sun! Alright, so this is written by Ned Jansen and illustrated by Maria Voris. So let's start the story of the sun. Long ago, a curious young boy lived in a far-off land. To the east there were mountains, to the west there was a large sea. As each day began, the curious young boy sat and looked to the east. He watched the sun rise over the mountains. As each day ended, he looked west, and he watched the sun sink into the sea. The curious boy's name was Ikiro. Ikiro wondered where the sun came from, and he wondered where it went each night. The harder Ikiro thought, the more confused he became. He wondered how many suns there really are. Would there be a time when a new sun would not rise from the east? Ikiro was smart. He knew the sun brought light. He knew that without the sun, everything would be dark. He also knew that the sun brought warmth. He loved to feel the warm sun on his brown skin. Ikiro worried about the day when a new sun might not rise. He worried about living in a land of darkness. He worried about being cold. Ikiro learned about a wise old woman. He was told she knew the answers to everything. So he decided to visit her. The wise woman lived in a village. The village was near the mountains. It was near where the sun rose each morning. One morning, Ikiro woke up early. He climbed on his giant pet emu and rode swiftly to the east. In a few hours, he entered the village. The wise woman greeted Ikiro warmly. She took him into her hut, and she began to answer his questions about the sun. First, she explained where the sun came from. Do you see that large mountain? The one that is towering above all other mountains? She asked, pointing to the east. Ikiro replied, Yes, I do. In fact, I see the sun rise over that mountain each morning. Well, said the wise woman, that is where the new suns come from. Each night after the sun sinks into the sea, people from the village go to the mountain top. They carry large pieces of wood and coal with them. They dropped the wood and coal into a large opening at the top of the mountain, she said. The mountain begins to rumble. It roars and smokes. The wise old woman kept telling her story. By morning, the rumbling is very loud. Then suddenly the mountain spits out a giant ball of fire. The ball is spit out with a great force. It shoots up high into the sky. The fireball lights the land below as it travels across the sky. It also heats the land. When the ball of fire reaches its highest point, it begins to drop, she continued. In a few hours, it crashes into the sea. The cold waters of the sea put the ball of fire out. It is very important that the villagers go to the mountain each night. They must feed it wool, wood, and coal, she said. As long as we feed the mountain, it will make a new sun each morning. But if we ever fail to do so, there will be no new sun. Then the land will become dark and cold. From that day on, Igor worried no more. He played happily in the trees. He knew where there would always be light and heat, as long as the villagers took coal and wood to the mountain. The end. Thank you guys so much for reading the story with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye! Hi friends, welcome back. So, in this story, we learned that the old woman told him that they took wood and coal to the mountain, which caused a big ball of fire to go up to the sky. And after it reached its highest point, which we all know that if you bounced a ball from here all the way down to the ground, it would bounce back up and then bounce back down, right? So it reaches its highest point, and then it comes back down. Now, that's not something that we believe, per se, but there are people that still believe this story, and it is a story that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation, right? So, your great-grandparents, grandparents, you, your parents, you. So, it's been passed down, and the boy is just looking for answers. We're all very curious on these points of our life, and we want answers to certain questions. And, you go to somebody who's older than you, a teacher, a parent, a grandparent, who may know these answers. And sometimes you might get a tale kind of like this, and it answers those questions for you. So, I hope you just enjoyed the story. It was very fun to read it and get to experience a different voice while reading. So for your assignment today, I want you to show me what you think the sun looks like at the highest point. Where do you think the highest point for the sun is? I want you to tell me. Is it all the way up in space? Is it just up in the blue sky? You go ahead and tell me. Put it on the slide. If you do need help, there's a little link at the top of the one slide that will be a video on showing you how to upload your picture. Alright guys, I hope you had a lot of fun with reading with Miss Myers. And I will see you guys soon. Have a great day, guys. Bye!